Good morning, folks. How is it going with everybody? So listen, I decided that I was going to do a 1,000-mile, 1-month update as far as a review goes on my 2017 Ford Fusion Sport. I absolutely love this car so far. I know I haven't had it long, but thought I'd go over a couple things that I've noticed. So I live in South Bend, Indiana, where this time of year, the weather can be horrendous, and this year has been no exception. We get the lake effect snow right off of Lake Michigan, and I think that we had either 2 feet or close to 2 feet within like maybe 2 weeks, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. So what I discovered with this car, it's all-wheel drive, and it handles fabulous on these snowy and icy roads because these roads were terrible. The crews weren't doing a real great job of getting everything taken care of, and this car did phenomenal. The only difference between this and maybe driving an SUV that's all-wheel drive, this thing has a very low ground clearance, and so my drive to my house is it's an alleyway, and it kind of sucks to get in and out of. Now my girlfriend drives a 2018 Ford Escape front-wheel drive. She had a little bit more trouble getting in and out of the drive because it kind of goes up a hump and the snow got all built up because I wasn't doing my job and shoveling the snow. And so she was actually having more trouble than I was. But I noticed with the ground clearance, it's something you really got to watch because this thing rubbed snow a lot of times this year, even sometimes on my way to work on the roads just because they didn't keep them cleared good enough. And so it was bottoming out on the snow a lot, but it handled fabulous and it did great. And I had a friend tell me, a friend that also has the same car as mine, he said it did horrible in the snow. Well, I got news for you. You don't know how to drive if this car does bad in the snow, because this thing did absolutely fabulous for me. Couple other things. So I took a trip to Chicago in the last month with this car, and I did it when it was 0 degrees here. So my fuel economy hasn't been fantastic so far. Around town, I'm looking at probably about 15 miles to the gallon. Granted, I like to hit the gas when I take off. The trip to Chicago was good though, because it's about an 1.5 to 2 hour trip because I went downtown from here, and the roads were really bad for about half the trip, and I got to see how it handled on the highway with snow and ice and everything. And then the roads got clear. Even though it was still 0 degrees out, they just didn't get as much snow as we did here. So this thing cruised awesome. It drove so nice. Sorry about that, guys. These roads in this area suck, so this camera's all over the place. But this thing it was amazing how this thing cruised. So I really loved it. In and out of traffic, it's super fast because you've got that EcoBoost engine. So if you got to get in and out, and then downtown it was awesome because you wouldn't think about needing power when you're driving in town, but you really do, just to maneuver in and out of traffic, because people in Chicago drive like freaking idiots. It's stupid. So kind of my takeaways right now, this thing does do really well in snow. You gotta watch for you've got to watch for the ground clearance with the snow if it gets too deep, if you live in those types of areas. This car is fun to drift in. The fuel economy has not been fabulous. Okay, my trip there, I was getting 24 miles to the gallon. If it hadn't been 0 degrees with a like -15 wind chill, it probably wouldn't have been quite as bad. But like my fuel economy probably would have been a little bit better. Now around here in South Bend, wind chill's been really low, or the temperature's been really low, and so the fuel economy is just not going to do real great. And then I do drive it rough. I like to go fast. That's what I bought this car for, so I like to cruise around town. So fuel economy's not real great, but as far as the driving experience, the handling, everything so far within my first 1,000 miles, folks, I still love the car. So if you've got any questions for me, feel free to shoot me a message, give me a call, text me, 574-341-1042. Folks, thank you so much for watching, and make it a great day.